Your death is going to come on an ordinary day in the middle of unfinished plans. Not when everything is neatly wrapped up, not after you finally traveled the world, not after you've checked every box on your bucket list. It'll probably happen on a random Thursday. Maybe you'll have laundry in the dryer, a text that you forgot to answer, a project you said that you would finish next week, dinner sitting in the fridge waiting for tomorrow. Life doesn't stop and ask if you're ready. It just ends. We spend so much of our lives preparing to live instead of actually living. We tell ourselves that once we get the degree, once we make enough money, once we lose the weight, once life settles down, then we will finally enjoy it. But life has never made that promise. The future is something that we assume we'll have. That's why we postpone phone calls with our parents. We keep saying we'll reconnect with old friends someday. We save the expensive bottle of wine for a special occasion that never comes. We avoid taking chances because there's always next year. Until one day there isn't. Memento Mori, or the ancient Stoic reminder that you will die, was never meant to make people afraid of death. It was meant to wake them up. Imagine two different people, Bob and Sam. Now, Bob and Sam, they've never met, but in many ways, they're living the exact same life. They work at the same company, have the same position, earn roughly the same salary, and carry the same responsibilities. Every morning, they walk through the same doors, spend the same 8 hours in the same building, and leave through the same parking lot. Both are good men. Both love their wives. Both adore their 2 children. They both want nothing more than to give their families a wonderful life. But despite how similar they are, they have one fundamental difference in how they think about time. Bob believes the greatest gift he can give his family is financial security. This isn't a bad gift. Every hour of overtime is another contribution to his children's college fund. Every weekend spent at the office is another payment towards the mortgage. Every vacation he skips is another investment into a future where his family doesn't have to worry about money. He tells himself that this is only temporary. Once he retires, he'll finally have all the time in the world. When his daughter asks if he'll be at her dance recital, he apologizes and promises he'll make the next one. When his son asks if they can throw a football around after work, Bob is simply too exhausted. His wife suggests taking a family vacation, but Bob says maybe next summer, after this busy season is over. His friends slowly stop inviting him out because they already know he'll be working. People admire Bob. They call him dedicated, selfless, and hardworking. They're right. He is sacrificing everything for the people he loves. And Sam works just as hard as Bob. He isn't lazy, nor is he unambitious. He shows up early, stays focused throughout the day, and wants to provide for his family too. But somewhere along the way, Sam realized that providing for his family isn't only about the money. His children don't need just a provider, they need a father. So unless something truly urgent comes up, Sam leaves work when his day is done. He coaches his son's little league games. He sits through every school concert, even when the music is terrible, because he knows one day he'd give anything to hear those off-key performances again. He takes vacations that aren't luxurious, but are filled with laughter. He calls his parents every Sunday just to check in. He makes time for old friends, family dinners, and quiet evenings at home. His savings account might not grow as quickly as Bob's, and his retirement may come a little later, but he refuses to postpone living until some distant finish line. Years pass, and Bob continues telling himself the same story. Just one more promotion, just one more bonus, just one more big project, then he'll slow down, then he'll start living. Eventually, the day finally arrives. After decades of long nights and missed moments, Bob retires. His coworkers throw him a retirement party, the huge pizza and cake and everything. They shake his hand, they thank him for everything he's done and wish him the best. And as he walks out of the building for the last time, he feels lighter on his feet. He feels lighter than he has in years. There are no meetings tomorrow, no alarm clock, no deadlines. For the first time in decades, his time finally belongs to him. And on the drive home, He decides to stop by a grocery store to buy another cake so he can celebrate with his family. Because after all, tonight is a day worth celebrating for Bob. At nearly the same moment, Sam leaves the very same workplace, through the very same doors, through the very same parking lot. Now for him, it's just another Thursday. His wife texted him earlier asking him to pick up some milk on the way home. His son can't wait to tell him about the goal he scored at soccer practice, and his daughter wants help finishing a school project right before dinner. Sam smiles as he drives. He's looking forward to another ordinary evening with the people that he loves. Neither man knows the other exists. Neither man knows that they have the same goals, they work at the same company, they work at the same position, they leave through the same doors, or that they leave from the same parking lot. Neither realizes they're only a few hundred feet apart. And as Bob is going to the grocery store, and as Sam is going to that very same grocery store, they approach the same intersection from different directions. And the traffic light suddenly malfunctions. Both drivers, both Bob and Sam, see a green light. Neither has time to react. Metal collides with metal, glass scatters across the road. In an instant, both men are gone. The tragedy isn't simply that Bob died. It's that he spent his entire life postponing the life he was working so hard to build. He kept borrowing from today to pay for a tomorrow that was never guaranteed. He missed birthdays because he would celebrate later. He skipped vacations because there would always be another summer. He turned down moments with his children because he believed there would be more time. But life never made him that promise. Sam died that day too. The difference wasn't that Sam lived longer, it was that he lived more. There wasn't more days to his life, but there was more life in his days. His children remembered camping trips, bedtime stories, family dinners, and afternoons spent playing outside. His wife remembered years of shared experiences instead of years spent waiting. His parents remembered the weekly phone calls. His friends remembered someone who actually showed up. Neither man received more time than the other. One simply chose to spend his time before it was taken from him. That is the real meaning of Memento Mori. It isn't meant to make you fear death. It's meant to remind you that the future you're sacrificing today for is only a possibility, never a guarantee. Work hard, build your career, save your money, plan for tomorrow, but don't become so obsessed with creating a better future that you forget to experience the present. Because on an ordinary day, in the middle of unfinished plans, tomorrow may never come. Now, in no way, shape, or form, I'm not saying to live a completely hedonistic lifestyle. What I'm saying is that you should make time for yourself. You should make time to do the things that you enjoy, that you want to do, because the future feels guaranteed simply because it hasn't happened yet. Think about how many last times you've already experienced without realizing it. At some point, your parents picked you up for the very last time. Neither of you knew it. One afternoon, you went outside to play with your childhood friends for the final time. You didn't hug each other goodbye or say, "This is the end." You just went home, assuming there would always be tomorrow. Then people moved away, got jobs, started families, and childhood quietly slipped into memory. There was a final Christmas morning where you woke up as a kid excited to see what was under the tree. A final summer where school let out and the next 3 months felt endless. A final family vacation where everyone who was there was still alive. You didn't know those moments were becoming memories. You were too busy living them. And maybe that's the point. You know, life never announces its endings. It doesn't tell you this is the last conversation you'll have with someone. It doesn't whisper to pay attention that this is the final time your dog will greet you at the front door. It doesn't warn you the friend you're too busy to grab lunch with won't always be around. Life keeps moving until one day you look back and realize that ordinary Tuesday was actually the end of an entire chapter. That's why the little moments matter so much. We spend our lives waiting for the highlights. Graduation, marriage, buying a house, retirement, big vacation, dream job. But if you think about it, if you really think about it, those moments make up maybe 1% of your life. The other 99% of your life is ordinary. It's making breakfast together. It's laughing over something stupid in the car. It's sitting outside after it rains. It's hearing your dad tell the same short story for the 100th time. It's your mom asking if you've eaten. It's watching a movie on the couch without checking your phone. If you spent your entire life waiting for extraordinary moments, you'll completely overlook the fact that life itself is ordinary. And that ordinariness so makes it beautiful. You know, the Stoics had another saying: don't act as if you had 10,000 years to live. Because we behave as though time is unlimited. We'll spend 3 hours scrolling through strangers' lives, but tell ourselves we don't have 20 minutes to call our grandparents. We'll sacrifice years of our health to earn money, only to spend that money later trying to buy our health back. We'll work ourselves to exhaustion so we can one day enjoy freedom, forgetting that every year we spend reaching that freedom is a year we'll never get back. Time is the one currency that can never be earned again. Money lost can be made back. A failed business can be rebuilt. A broken relationship can sometimes be repaired. But yesterday is gone forever. No billionaire, no trillionaire now has ever purchased one extra hour of yesterday. No scientist has invented a machine that lets us relive a missed birthday or one last conversation with someone we lost. Time only moves in one direction. The richest person in the world and the poorest person in the world wake up with the same 24 hours. So don't wait until life forces you to realize what matters. Realize it when you still have the chance. Call your parents, take the trip, forgive the person you've been holding resentment towards, even if it's yourself. Watch the sunset instead of another episode. Put your phone down at dinner. Stay a little longer after everyone else gets up from the table. Tell people you love them while they're still here to hear it. Because death is almost certainly going to come on an ordinary day in the middle of unfinished plans. The question isn't whether that day is coming. The question is whether, when it does, you'll be able to say that you were busy living or merely busy preparing to live. Because your death will come on an ordinary day in the middle of unfinished plans. Thank you guys for watching this YouTube video. I hope you were able to take something from this and apply it to your everyday life. If you liked it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try and post videos like this weekly. If you have any topic suggestions, leave them down in the comments. It doesn't have to be general life advice. I'll talk about literally anything. And yeah, thanks for watching.